Hi guys, TGIF. I hope you had a good day, that it wasn't too draining. I hope you had a good week. I wish you have a good weekend. Let's get through this little spiel. If you're new to my channel and you like anything that I'm sharing, dissecting, providing education around, you can subscribe if you want. Feel free to hit the like button in around. At the end of this, I'm going to show my intro. I'm going to show who made it a little bit towards the end, so we can always salute. What am I forgetting? I don't know, but we got a little bit of juicy things tonight. I'm going to be dissecting a video around a complete sex timeline for a man to fall in love with a woman, or a man, I don't know. For the purposes of my video, we're going to say fall in love with a woman. Okay? And because I'm on my own little journey, on my own, I got a couple of little clips for my future husband because I can. So I'm going to show those. I got a little bit of funny stuff, a little bit of silly things, and then of course the main course. And yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of fun tonight. I'm gonna be camming up and down just because, And I gotta keep the suspense, okay? But yeah, let's get started. So let me cut this music because I can never really tell how loud it is. So I'm gonna cut it off all the way. All right. And y'all know I gotta play my first little bit of music, right? And then we're gonna start getting into these clips, and then we're gonna start dissecting. Now, just so you guys know, I did not see the video in its entirety. So I don't know what this man is gonna say, but tonight we are learning. And I'm actually really interested in hearing what he has to say. And if you're tuning in, or you will tune in, I hope you are interested in hearing what he has to say too. It's probably going to be juicy. You never know. But let's get into our first segment of music. And then we're going to start looking at these clips because I got a little bit of spicy things tonight, which is not typical. And then I'm going to be taking a break at some point during this live and getting a cup of juice. So that's my thing. I go get a cup of juice. I just disappeared for 2 blinks of an eye. Well, let's get started. Let's see. What do I want to show first? So, let's see. On our first segment of For the Love of Music. Let's go.
Tomorrow will come and girl, I can't wait, it's our anniversary. Yeah. The first thing I'll do is run straight to you, it's our anniversary. Anniversary. It's our anniversary. It's our anniversary. Yeah, anniversary. It's our anniversary. Yeah, it's our anniversary. Made for you and me.
And I only made plans to hold your little hand. It's our anniversary. Anniversary. Yeah.
The pleasures, oh my goodness, we have seen good times. It's our anniversary. Anniversary.
Victoria will be no secret at the end of the day. It's our anniversary.
It's our anniversary.
It's our special day.
Today it's our anniversary. Made for you and me.
You better thank.
All I can see to that is, oh wow. Okay. Now I can tell you that some of those artists that was in this video are upcoming artists. And that's another reason why I played it, because we got a lot of good music to come. And I'm a music person. So yeah, no. Like I said, I'm gonna start sharing more music. As I find these gems, I'm gonna be sharing them. Y'all deserve to see it too. Well, at least some of you guys, I don't know. Some of y'all. But anyways, let's get into these clips, man. Let me show you something really funny. Watch this.
Hey,
What's up?
you got to pack your stuff and go. This ain't working out no more.
You need a nap or something?
Hold on. Just so I can give a little bit of insight, all right? I said that some of these videos will be for my future husband, right? This particular video talks about like how you know, like these modern day women like are hard to like get rid of. This is gonna be low key me when I get married and my husband thinks that it's a possibility that he'll get rid of me. All right, that's some context. Let's get to it.
Hey,
What's up?
you got to pack your stuff and go. This ain't working out no more.
You need a nap or something?
Notice how
You want
she's
to hear what I
laughing.
said? I said pack your stuff
I'm not going.
and get the hell up out of here.
I'm not going nowhere. Is your little Metamucil tablets getting low?
Metamucil tablets.
Yeah. What's going on? You been in there talking to that old lady? Got you feeling tough?
Listen here. Your stuff is by the door. I put some of your stuff by that door.
Oh, okay.
Now, you go outside. I don't care what you do. I don't care if somebody pick you up at the curb. You can't stay here no more.
I'm not going anywhere. If I leave, you gonna leave too.
And what that's supposed to mean? That a threat?
If I leave, you leave it too. Must mean we going to find us somewhere bigger to live. I'm not getting put out. This is forever. Not going anywhere. So you need to go lay down, get your medicine refilled, put some lotion on, eat a snack, whatever it takes. Go in there, get yourself together. I'll make you a pot pie.
I like the chicken pot pies.
I know you do. I know you do. Just a little stressed out. Rub your foot.
Well, what I'm not finna do is keep giving you the big old transactions. So that $500, I'm gonna need that back. You're gonna have to give me that $500.
That's okay. Let's talk after you done had your meal. Let's talk. Put some of that tiger balm on your knee, and we'll be all right. We don't need to do all that. All that anger is running your pressure up.
So you mean to tell me you ain't gonna leave after I done told you to leave?
I'm not going anywhere. You don't mean that. You don't mean it.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie, that joint is hilarious. Yeah, that's what you guys are gonna be dealing with. Because y'all always talking about, oh, a woman is gonna leave, she's gonna leave, right? We about to hit y'all with a lot of that. What you need, a snack or something? Need your back rubbed or something? Need your feet rubbed or something? Need some tiger balm? I know about the tiger balm. That's tiger balm. For anybody that needs some body therapy, right? It's like the Vicks for your body. Look at it. Look at it. I had a lot of older clients and they swear upon it. Look at it. But anyways, that ain't funny. Let's get on to our next little clip, man. Oh my gosh. Okay, so first off, Yeah, let's get to this one. And then I'm going to reply to it. And then we're going to keep going. And then we're going to get to our main course, which isn't that long. I didn't pick a super long video this time. Thank goodness. It's long enough, but it ain't crazy. All right, let's get on to our next clip, guys. And I'm going to probably have to play some music. And then we're going to keep going. All right, let's see what this guy says.
I'm gonna tell you about two of the sexiest things a man can do for a woman. Two of the sexiest things that a man can do for a woman. Number one is you got to be confident, brother. Be confident. There is something about a confident man that attracts a woman. I'm talking about a man that walks into a room or a situation. You know what you want. You know who you are, what you believe, and how to make decisions that matter. It's attractive, man. It's something that gets women's attention. But you can't just get her attention. You want to keep it. Which leads me to my second point. You got to be consistent, brother. Hey, boy, consistency means doing what you said when you said you was going to do it. That's it. You put confidence and consistency together. That's the winning combination, man. You cannot lose. You hear what I'm saying? You don't believe me? Do me a favor. Ask any woman you know if I'm lying.
Okay, so for the sake of the video, he did say ask any woman. So we're going to address that, you know, me being a woman, right? Yo, confidence does go a very, very long way. Not arrogance. And I'm going to explain the difference because a lot of people get this really twisted. Confidence, like, yo, you're certain in yourself. Like, you stand your ground, like you know who you are, you know what you bring, like you're going to get it. Even if you're denied, you don't care. You're like, yeah, whatever. You know what I mean? You understand that you're not for everyone. That doesn't, like, you know what I mean? That don't do nothing. It doesn't destroy you. It doesn't eat you alive. You know what I mean? Because you're grounded in self. That arrogance, man. Listen, arrogant men, I don't care. Like, I don't know, for some reason, like, a lot of the times the population of arrogant men includes men with a lot of money, right? This is why a lot of women stay away from that kind of thing too. Like, despite what they say on social media, a lot of men with money come with a lot of arrogance. But anyways, let me get to the point that I'm trying to make. Arrogant men are disgusting. Yo, the attitude and demeanor of an arrogant man is terrible. Like, real women hate that because, yo, it's something about, like, a man just being into himself. It's like, just talk about self. It's like, yo, you might as well just go date yourself. Because at this point, you're so into you. Like, the man sit down, he talk all about himself. This is me, da. Right? Like, you ain't even say nothing about you. Like, he's so invested in him. He'll tell you something like, yeah, I'm a bag of chips and all, and then some. Ain't that for me to determine? I don't know. But anyways, on to the next thing that the guy said. Consistency. I've always been taught that your word is bond. Like, yo, you gotta stand true in what you say. You gotta do what you say you're gonna do. And like you said, when you say you're gonna do it. A lot of the times men will say something and they're the ones that brought it up. It ain't even a woman that says nothing about it. But best believe that a real woman is going to watch to see if you keep your word. And then she moves accordingly from there. But it's absolutely true. Confidence, consistency, and a whole bunch of other stuff to sprinkle on top. But anyways, dope little clip. He said no lies. Let's get on to our next clip, and then we're going to get into some music, and then we're going to get into the piece here that we're going to dissect because we're going to learn today. All right, so let's see what we got here.
A queen never fights. She removes her presence and the empire collapses. Ladies, are you hearing me? Bring your ass closer to the screen. I said a queen never fights. She just removes her presence and the entire empire collapses. Let that get into your spirit. Let that go into your soul and remove yourself and watch all of them collapse. This is a word for you.
So I'll say two things to accompany that video because I am a firm believer that my absence is greater than my presence. Meaning that I know my presence is amazing. But you're going to feel what it feels like when I'm not there, period. So anyways, my two things that's going to accompany that. First thing, as a woman, if you are grounded in yourself and you're confident in who you are, like, you know what you give, you know what you bring. Like, you know that you are a woman of service. You have morals and values. Like, you stand firm in who you are. So you know what your presence does for others. Like, right? And then you know what your absence does to others too. If you're absent, you just take yourself out of the picture. And then that goes to the second thing that I was going to say. And the second thing that I have to say is, crumble cake, anyone? Anyways, let's keep going. So our next little clip. Actually, we're going to play some music. And then we're going to get to our main course. Because I'll show something else towards the end. So, for the love of music. Yo, that joint is my new fire. And I know it's old. I don't care. Okay. I just found that and I'm like loving it. Okay. All right. Let's get into our main course with this gentleman explaining his timeline. And like I said, I'm really excited to hear what he has to say. I didn't watch it in its entirety. I got a little bit of glimpse of it because I'm on my own path to something. And I don't know what he's gonna say, but I hope that he doesn't say some really terrible. He has a lot of followers, so I mean, he probably says some good stuff. I don't know. Hopefully, it's a logical man. Let's hear it. So, let's go.
When is the perfect time to sleep with a guy? Some people say 60 days. Some people say 90 days.
I say wait until you're married.
But what if you see a guy every single day for 60 days? Did you wait too long? What if you only see him twice in 90 days?
It's not realistic to see a person every day. If you can see a person every day, I mean, that is considering the fact that you guys don't live together, right? In this case, you don't, because you're just meeting the person. If you can see a person every day, yo, we've got some big issues. Because I don't know, like what's happening? We don't have no business. I don't know. Let's keep going.
Is that still okay? See, all of these different variations can essentially guarantee that you mess it up. But if you just knew exactly what events to look for, then we could create a strategy for you that would guarantee you don't mess it up. If you want to learn what that strategy is, then join me on today's show where we'll be discussing the complete sex timeline so that men fall in love with you. That way, you...
And since he didn't use a disclaimer about, the fact that this might not work, if you decide to follow this man's advice and it doesn't work for you, make sure you go, handle that. Let's keep going. And hopefully my Wi-Fi is not Wi-Fiing because it's giving me a little signal. Let's see what happens. And let's see how it looks towards the end. Let's keep going.
You know exactly what to give or not give to ensure that you end up only sleeping with the perfect man for you. Why do you need a full background on the ex? And why are we doing this right away so fast before we ever do anything else? Because this is one of the most important.
Yo, he got to that fast. Let's go.
Parts of understanding if you're even dating someone that is a.
Hold on. Let me put my fair use banner up because this is for educational purposes. All right, we're learning tonight. Educational purposes. I'm kind of excited about this.
Available emotionally and spiritually that you can even successfully have a serious long-term relationship with this man. So what are we talking about when it comes to the background on the ex? What information are you actually gathering? One, you're gathering the full story of exactly what transpired, how it transpired.
How do you know when it's time to end a relationship or when to really fight for it?
All right. Hopefully we don't have a bunch of those tonight. Let me get rid of this commercial. Hold on. All right. Let's see what he says. So first event, I guess he'll explain this more. Full background check on the ex. Full background check on it. Let's just go.
Now, you need to know what this ex is in their life, what they were in their life, and how it all exists now. Is it all tidied and wrapped up and neat and put away and he's moved forward? Or is there some sort of ongoing situation where they're in a friend group, or she works at the same job as him, or they have to be around each other because of some family situation? That's his baby mother. Whatever the case may be, you need to have this information, this coming from him. The next event, super important, right? The life.
And hopefully he's not a liar, because that would kind of be, that would kind of throw it off a bit. Let's keep going.
Story. What has he been through from childhood to, being a teenager to now? And building this life story is part of your understanding of who he really is. Now, you're going to confirm this life story later on. Don't worry, we have lots of time together. But we want to get this first little.
So I'm kind of surprised that already he's not presenting with a time frame on when to collect all this data, because I don't ever agree with a person just spilling out everything when they first get to know you, because that could be a bit scary, especially if you have had a lot going on. I do think it's important because, this is the person that because you're intentional, So this is the person that you're supposed to be spending your life with. So it is kind of important. No, it is. It's very important. I kind of to get the backstory of who this person is, mental health, their stability, their anger, if they have anger issues, a lot of things, right? Those difficult conversations. But I'm kind of surprised that he's not given a time frame. Now, unless the time frame is 1 to 2 months, because he didn't say anything about it. I do see that up there, but let's keep going, because he didn't say it, but I do see it.
Bit of who he is from him to see if you can corroborate that story later on, okay? You need to have an understanding, what is his current career path, what is he doing now in his career as it currently stands? and where does he want to go in the future. Now, we're going to get to that in a little bit of a separate point, but this in terms of career is
And depending his age, which we're talking about big old age, right? I don't really think, well, he could be talking about younger people, but I'm thinking big age, like 30s and up. If he says he doesn't know, put your Cinderella slippers back on and get the heck up out of there. Like, just go. Just go. Let's keep going.
Something you want to have a clear, crystal clear understanding of. These first 2 months are going to be jam-packed with.
Okay, I talk too fast. I know. The first 2 months, we're supposed to be getting all this data. Okay.
Information, okay, right? So this, in a more broad sense, you need to know what are his desires for his own life. For example, you might meet a guy and he might tell you, oh, I really want to live in Miami. I want to raise my children in Miami. I want to live in a penthouse. I want to be able to have access to the city. I want to live in a warm weather climate. And you're thinking to yourself, I've always wanted to live in the country somewhere. I've always wanted to live on a nice big farm, okay? These are the type of things you have to get an understanding of, because
I agree, because that will like avoid all the difficulties when it comes to living circumstances in the future. Because people tend to want different stuff. There's people that know what they want when it comes to living situations, and there's people that would give 2 less Fs. Like, they don't care. Wherever you go, they'll go. But when it comes to people that are certain about what they want when it comes to living circumstances, yeah, I think it is important, because you guys could be on 2 different paths, and then you'll bump heads later because we didn't talk about that. I don't know who the heck doesn't do that, but that's how we're learning. Let's keep going.
When it comes to actually the logistics of a relationship, you might make the mistake of sleeping with a guy and then afterwards realizing that he wants something for his own life that's completely different than what you want for your life, in which case you've just wasted a body. So what's the point here? So getting an understanding of this early is very important. Not just life goals of, oh, do you want to be working a better job in 5 years? Cool. Yeah, some guys will tell you that, and that's fine. But also, what are his life goals for himself? Where does he envision himself living? How does he envision himself living in that place, right? Does he want to live in a mansion? Does he want to live on a farm? Does he want to live in an apartment, right? All of these things might seem unimportant to you at the beginning because you're thinking just about, I just want to have fun here. But these are the logistical parts of a relationship that will guarantee you will waste away a body if you don't get an understanding or go through these events first before.
I like that term, waste away a body. That's crazy. Let's keep going. I have a sense that this is gonna be a good video. I feel like I'm gonna take some things from this. Like, I have a good sense of it. Let's keep going.
Before we ever get to the other stuff, or the fun stuff, as you might like to think about it. So in this scenario where we're talking about what's allowed, I'm trying to get you to a place where you can be sure, okay, at this point, these can be the things that I am willing to do, but these are my limits, and have a clear understanding.
Yo, this is actually getting kind of juicy. Maybe not you guys, kind of juicy. All right, because I know. We're very over-sexualized beings. We ain't even talking about it. Even though it's in the title. This is real stuff. Real. Let's get to it.
Understanding that, okay, if I stick to this plan and this strategy, I'll guarantee myself success regardless of the outcome. When I say regardless of the outcome, what I mean is regardless of whether we end up in a relationship or he ends up not being the guy that I'm thinking that I actually need in my life, or ends up being a serious guy, I still win. Okay, that's what I'm trying to set up for you. All right. So allowed. Obviously, we're adults here, so I'm not even gonna mess around here. You're allowed to kiss him within.
I almost got excited. I don't know why. Let's keep going.
This first few months. All right. Okay, we're gonna.
You're allowed to kiss him within the first few months. That's his. So I'm gonna help him try to break this down. He's gonna share a man's perspective, and I'm going to jump in as a woman with morals and values. If you don't know what that is, go get a dictionary, look it up. It's hard to recognize these days in the pool of pee. But he's going to break down his thing, and I'm going to try to share. Kiss him within the first couple of months. I say, given that all statuses are revealed, because there's things that we can catch. All right. We're going to do what we want because we're grown. But I'm trying to spare people that seem to either lack the knowledge or lack the capacity to give a shit. I'm trying to spare people. The first 1 or 2 months of kissing a person could be a little tricky if you don't know a person's status. Personally, me, I don't think I'm doing it. Status or not. But if you know a person's status, then I say, and you want to kiss that person, they make you feel comfortable enough to do it within the first 1 or 2 months, then, that's what I would say to that. Let's keep going.
I'm going to be very specific throughout this show, so there is no confusion at all. So when I say something, don't assume it's this with addition to something else. Don't worry, when I add additions, I will tell you that. So when I say kiss him, I didn't say tongue kiss him. I didn't say make out with him. That's going to come later. I didn't say anything else but kiss him on the lips. That's it. I know some of you are like, Thompson, this is...
Did you see how people kiss nowadays? I don't even think people like I don't do a whole tongue kiss thing. I think it's absolutely gross. But there are people in this world that they only do that. There's no other form of kissing to them. Either they're going to eat your lunch, breakfast and dinner, or they're not kissing you. It looks like a predator type of thing. It's crazy. Like some type of alien type of stuff. It's gross. Let's keep going.
So childish. This is, this is such basic stuff. Are you really telling me within the first 2 months I can't? Yes, we have a strategy here. We're trying to simplify it for you so you can't make any mistakes here. And we want you to come out successful regardless of the outcome. Kiss is allowed, right? You're going to feel like a child. When I say this, you can hug him also. You guys can have a nice warm hug. You can feel on his body. You can press your yitties against him, however you guys want to do it. You're clothed though. You're in public though. And, this is not going on in any sort of way where people can't see you. No.
I love how he's saying that the person should be clothed. Hold on. Because some of you women, I tell you, some of you women can't hold out. But I love how he said clothed, and I love how he says public. Because let's just be honest here. And I'm going to try to not be so long-winded because I really want to try to get through this video today, not multiple videos. But there are so many different instances where, a woman feels comfortable with a person and she invites them to her house and things like that. Which is a definite no. So I love how he says public. I don't know when the heck he wrote all that other stuff on here. I must not have been paying attention, which is crazy. But let's keep going.
Sex in any way, shape, or form. I told you I'm going to get detailed. So if I mean no sex, but you can do blah, 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 I would say that. When I say no sex, let me be very specific. I mean no sex, no oral sex, no butt stuff, no fingers, No groping, no touching over the clothes, no nothing. Okay? I also put
Now, he gonna leave a lot of people mad at this. The first 1 or 2 months, he's saying none of these things. No house call. No house call. Hold on.
with the caveat, there are no house calls and no privacy. So what does that mean? I do not even want you at this point in a place where this can possibly happen, because obviously, unless he has some weird, public fantasy, he's less likely to be very bold with you when you guys are in public. So let's just avoid.
He must have not gotten introduced to the modern man. All the modern men do is grope. Tell me I'm lying. I see it all the time outside. It's gross.
Avoid that totally by not even putting either of you in a private place. Someone said no edging in any form, right?
What is no edging?
I'm also going to kind of help you with a little bit of a trap here that you can fall into.
Hold on. Like I said, I didn't watch this, but I'm learning. I'm going to look that up really fast because I have no idea what that is. I'm sorry, guys, but I don't want him to keep going and I forget. Just in case. You guys probably don't know too. What does edging mean? Edging sometimes. Oh my God, I'm getting a call. Sorry, guys. Hang on. Sorry. Oh, gosh. Okay. Let me get back to what I was looking at before I got the call. Sorry, guys. Edging. This is crazy. Edging, sometimes also referred to as gooning or surfing, is a sexual technique whereby an orgasm is controlled. It is practiced alone or with a partner and involves the maintenance of a high level of sexual arousal for extended period without reaching climax. I'm still confused, but we're going to keep going for the sake of the video. Sounds kind of like grinding. I don't know. Let's go.
On these first couple months, okay? Because you might think to yourself, okay, no privacy, that's fine. I won't go to his house. But you're not thinking about a couple of other things. No in the car.
The right time for hip or knee replacement is when.
Okay, hang on. Commercial. Let's get rid of that. Okay. I think he said no in the car. Let's keep going.
Another easy setup. I'm just telling you this as a man because I know all the tricks because I've used all the tricks. Don't allow yourself these first couple of months to be in the car alone with him. Okay, someone even asked that because this is another version of privacy that can allow things to escalate very easily. And if you're not prepared or anticipating.
Wow. You know what? This guy might be onto something. He might be onto something here. But what if you guys are going somewhere? Like what if you parked your car and then you got in his car so you guys can go on a date? Should we just meet at the date where we were dating? The place? She's, this guy might know a little bit of something. Let's keep going.
How things can escalate, you can make a lot of mistakes this way. No house calls, obviously. Now, the other trap that is easy to fall into that we haven't even discussed on the show.
House calls, aka BOTTY calls. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Show a lot is the movies. And the reason I say that is because I'm a guy, so I know the tricks. I've used the tricks. So I'm telling you, the movies is another place where you can trick yourself into thinking, oh, we're going to the movies. So no, if people are around, nothing would happen in the movies. It's a public setting. We're not at his house. But the problem is you can make the movies a private thing. It's dark. And depending on what movie you go to and how long it's been out, if it's a horrible movie and it's been out a while, you guys could literally be the only people in the theater. At point number 2, we have 2.
Ooh. Okay. This is where I'm going to stop to get a cup of juice. Okay. Now, I'm going to play a song while I go get this cup of juice, which is over there. And then we're going to keep going because this is getting really juicy, guys. He's getting on to 2 to some amount a month. Maybe 2 to 3. Dude, this is like getting excited. Okay. So hang on. Let's take a break. Okay. Let's play a song. Let's see if I have a longer song. And then we're going to come back and we're going to keep going. Okay? Let's go.
There is only one for me. You have made that a possibility. We could take that step to see if this is really gonna be. All you gotta do is say yes. All you gotta do is say yes. Don't deny what you feel. Let me address, baby. Open up your mind. Open up your mind. I'm about to let you know. Make me so. All you gotta do. All you gotta do is don't deny what you feel. Let me address. Let me take it all. Let me take it all. I'm about to let you know. Make me so. Ooh, you make me so. Hey. All you gotta do is say yes. Don't deny what you feel. Let me address, baby. Open up your mind, just rest. I'm about to let you know. You make me so.
Now, ladies, and if you're into a gentleman too, I don't ever leave out my fellas. If you don't know about Zay Friends, better go on down there and subscribe, follow. That man can sing. Let's keep going. All right, guys. He just provided a pretty insightful timeline for the first 1 to 2 months for the ladies. You know, the ones of good character, the grown ones, not, I don't know. Now he's going to get into the 2 to 3 month mark. This is actually pretty insightful. This man's making a lot of sense. He is stating that it's coming from a place where he used to do this. So I think that we should, we should listen. You know, I like this. I like this type of like educational things. All right, let's keep going because I need to learn. He's saying don't do no car stuff. And now he's getting into some other things. 2 to 3 months. Let's go.
To 3 months. Now we're getting into make or break territory, because around this 2 or 3 month mark is when things can start to fall apart for the men and the persona that they've been showing you all this time. See, the first 1 to 2 months, if we're thinking about the dating stage as it relates to leading up to being his girlfriend, is considered like the smaller version of a honeymoon phase, because that's the time where he can literally present himself to be anybody. And there's no way for you to corroborate anything that he's been telling you this entire time. He can literally come to you and tell you, yeah,
It's called the representative phase. He's basically saying that people don't typically make it past this time frame as only their representative. He said that their true character, the true parts of them comes out. I actually believe that. And this guy he's on to something.
I'm actually the next in line for the heir of the English throne. I don't know if you know, I'm actually Prince Harry's second cousin twice removed. And, if a couple things happen and a couple people get sick, I'm up next, right? They can present any story that they want to you. And at that point, all you can do on this first 2 months, right, in our point number 1 there in the timeline, all you can do is accept that to be the truth. But you're not going to accept it as in you're not going to ask any more questions. You're going to accept it as in
Of course, you're going to ask questions. And if you are a person that has a difficult time remembering things like me, I have a really good memory. I don't forget nothing. I could just jot it down in there. I also have the ability to take whatever out and throw it out. Discard it because I need more room for other things. That's important. I got the ability to do that. Like it's just something I'm gifted with, right? But if you are a person that don't have that ability and you forget things, go get you a pen and a pad and write it down. So you can keep track of what a person is telling you, especially if it's like what this guy is saying, these examples, this is kind of excessive. You should go get you a pen and paper. They're of abundance at the dollar stores. And take notes. And I would also encourage to make sure that you did it. But anyways, that's just my little bit of advice. Let's keep going.
Need to gather more information and corroborate this story with other people before I can actually confirm that this is the truth. Okay, so what do I mean by that? When you meet the close friends, you're not just meeting them willy-nilly. Oh, you introduced me to your close friends. Da, 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 da. No, this is the time where you say, okay, now that I'm having the opportunity.
Don't be a doodle head. Take advantage of the circles that are around you. Don't just, like he said, don't be a willy-nilly person. Goodness gracious. Let's keep going.
Opportunity to talk to these close friends, I still need to be gathering information. So how do I gather information from these close friends? I have conversation with them. Now, understand something. These men that you're going to be meeting of his are prepared to give you the cookie cutter answers. You know how guys come into a date with you and they have the cookie cutter answer prepared that, oh, what are you looking for? And they always say, I'm looking for something serious, but magically they never are. His friends also have the cookie cutter answers of, oh, he talks about you so much. Oh, yeah, he's been waiting to date someone for so long. Oh, yeah, he really wants to get married and blah, 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 blah.
Look at his face. You know what? This guy's right. Look at him. Look at him. He's saying, at this moment, he's saying blah. But he's right, though. They've been molded to lie. Let's keep going so we can get his face unstuck.
Blah, 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 blah. Don't listen to that stuff, okay? What I want you to do instead is I want you to have conversations with these close friends about their own life and how they go about their life, right? And the things that they do, and if they're in a relationship or not, or how their relationships have gone well or gone poorly, because this will tell you a lot about him. When you meet these guys and you meet multiple of them, you're going to start to notice a theme, especially if they're all very alike and similar. I can guarantee you, if you meet his close guy friends and they're all cheaters who have a thing going on and another thing going on with this girl.
Because a lot of the times it's the company you keep. That's what they say, right? You are the company you keep. And then you know what's crazy is I'm gonna really try to get through this really fast, but it's crazy because people always say, you know, I can't control a person in my life. Like I can't control my friends, what my friends do, da da da. You know what I mean? They are them, I am me. But I find it hard to, you know, as a person of true morals and values, right? Because I gotta stress that it's important. I find it really hard to like engage with people that aren't like that. Because it's distasteful for you to hear about it. So like he's saying, they're cheaters, they're, you know, doing this and that, right? And though you can't control them, you are in control of who you allow in your life and who you allow around you. Right? Let's keep going.
And they like to go out and have fun and do whatever, however they want to do it, I can guarantee you he's more than likely doing the same thing. Now, everything is so important, right? Because everything that you ask at the very beginning in those first 1 to 2 months, everything is going to come to fruition later on. So please remember.
You don't want to train like girl A because girl A's compression.
Hold on. Let me get rid of this commercial. And then we'll keep going. Just a second. Okay. Let's keep going, guys.
Mention this in the first point. When you're gathering this information, don't just let it come in one ear and out the other ear. Actually put it in your memory.
Don't be a doodle head, he says. Actually try to remember it. And if you can't remember it, go back to the point that I made about getting a pen and paper pad and writing it down. You have one life to live. You're going to not take it serious your whole life? Because I'm telling you right now, it's not a person that can tell me just something and I don't remember it. I mean, come on. Don't be a doodle head, ladies and gentlemen. Please. Please. Let's keep going.
Okay, this is what he said about this, so that you can't be gaslit later on. Even if, and I'm not even, you're not a bad person if you have to do this. Even if you have to go out on that date, and after you finish asking him all of those questions, you go home and you write the information down. Even if you have to do that, no one has to know that you're writing it down, but if...
Okay. So, because he just said what I said, I'm going to give this guy a lot of credit because he just said what I said. This may be a man of logic, ladies and gentlemen. If you can't remember things, go write them down.
If you're serious about getting this right, and you need to write it down so you can remember and not be gaslit later on that he told you something different, go ahead and write it down after the date. That way you can bank this information and understand what he told you versus what you're observing. So what do I mean by confirming the ex story? Remember how I told you to ask about the ex, ask where things stand now, ask, what's going on with the situation and why did it end and all of that long story that he's going to tell you multiple times in multiple different ways. Now you're going about confirming if this is true or not. So how do you actually confirm? Are you going to go through his phone? Are you going to go through his Instagram? Are you going to check his Finsta? No. What you're going to do is you're going to
I'm having a little bit of a difficult time with the whole ex thing. I don't agree that an ex should kind of linger because it's like they're your ex for a reason, right? I mean, it's a reason why you guys aren't together. There's a reason why it didn't work out. And I hate that, like, oh, we're just being cordial. Like, ugh. There's a reason. So I agree with what he's saying on that. Like, we should look into like if this person is having people just linger around, right? Especially if they were like, have that kind of history, like that intimate kind of history. Because there's a reason why they're keeping them around. Trust and believe that. But like the depth of looking into it, I'm having a little bit of a hard time with that. I don't think I really care. You know what I mean? Like there's people in this world that go above and beyond and go find out certain things. Nah. I'll believe what you say. Because everybody should be on a clean slate, right? You should give everybody a clean slate and give them the grace to show you that they can't be trusted, right? I'll believe you. I'll ask you one time, you tell me a certain thing, I'll believe you. Until I can't. That's it. And if you jeopardize the trust, that's on you. You'll have to deal with it accordingly. Period. No, I don't want to do all those other things. Like there's too much. Let's keep going though. Let's see what he says.
sit back and allow things to play out. See, as time goes on, time is one of the best revealers of truth. And you have to be patient and understand that time will reveal to you a lot of things, whether you like it or not. So as long as you're patient and observant, you will always catch the truth one way or another. So in this sense, confirming the ex story is just about sitting back, relaxing, and allowing things to play out. He told you his ex ain't in his life anymore, right? Okay, let's see how true that is. Now, if I start noticing things or you start bringing up things like, oh, my ex called me the other day and she had a flat tire and she needed me to come do it because no one else could fix her tire. Wait a
So that just means she has that much access to you. Still. Let's keep going.
second. That's interesting. You told me when we first met that you and your ex have no contact whatsoever. Quite interesting that the person who you haven't spoken to in so long would call you when they have a flat tire. That doesn't sound like we never speak, we have no contact, we are completely done and moved on. That sounds like there's enough of a relationship there that she feels comfortable calling you. Now, obviously, you're not going to say any of that, but this is some of the things that
I'm so happy that he said you're not going to say none of that. Oh my gosh, thinking. Woo! Good thing he said that. Yo, this man is like, he's the on one. He's good. He's good. Like, absolutely, you're not going to say that. Because that would sound accusatory. Like, that would just sound like, you know what I mean? Like, it just sounds negative. It does. So there could be a good reasoning why. On the other end of that, honestly, they could have not ended on bad terms, right? And he could have really been her last resort. Like, she probably really didn't want to call him. But maybe he's a mechanic. I don't know. I just met the guy. You know what I mean? Let's keep going. Let's keep
that you observe. You told me she's completely out of your life, but what you're doing now, going and fixing her tire, doesn't sound like someone who's completely out of their life.
If you feel like you are incapable of
Dang, this man has a lot of commercials. Salute to him. Let's get rid of this commercial. All right. Sorry about that. This is commercial galore over here. Let's keep going.
Told you at the beginning, guys will sell you on any story they want. They could tell you that they're the next Prince of England, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's true. And as it relates to the ex, you have to be confirming this as time goes on. All right. Right. You're going to do what we can call a job confirmation. So he told you what his career path was. Maybe he told
I have a really bad thing for pointing out things that are misspelled. I'm going to refrain from doing it tonight. Again. Let's keep going.
Told you he was a banker. Maybe he told you he was a doctor. Maybe he told you he was a whatever. All right. You're going to be doing a confirmation that he actually does what he says he does. I know for some of you, this sounds very trivial because you're thinking to yourself, why would a man lie about his occupation? That doesn't make any sense. Trust me, I have helped hundreds and hundreds.
Yo, I'm not going to lie. They be lying like crazy about their occupation. I mean, why would a guy lie? It sounds better. It sounds better to say, oh, I've done this, 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 I do this, I do this, I do this, I do this, right? Than to say, I ain't did nothing. It's not like you can get that background check and look at all this type of things. Unless you could. I don't know. Never did it. Might need to do that. You know what I mean? But they definitely lie sometimes. Certain men about, their jobs and history and that, their careers and things. They definitely do. We're not even going to do it. It happens. Let's keep going.
Hundreds and hundreds of women through private message, Discord message, as you guys have seen, and just through friends and through the grapevine. Okay. So I'm telling you this because I know I've heard all of the horror stories. And it can be very easy to assume that what a guy is telling you at the very beginning is true because you just think to yourself, why would someone lie about this? Men, trust me. Me and you were friends. I'll be honest with you. Men lie about a lot of things. Some of them are even very trivial and stupid and pointless. You might even think to yourself, why?
I know he's going to say, you're going to think to yourself, why would he lie about that? That's what he's going to say. He's going to say that. Look at his face. It's on the white part right now. Yo, there have been men that I've encountered that have lied about the most dumbest thing that you would just be like, why? Like, why even lie about that? It's like the craziest thing. Like, I don't know if they're practicing for something important. If they just want to see a reaction out of you. But that's what it's giving. Why? Just lie about anything. And then it just makes you feel guarded because it's like, if you will lie about that, and that's nothing. At that point, you have to question the capacity of that person. Because they'll lie about anything. They just lied about anything. It's like, why? That's where my head is with that. Let's keep going.
Would someone lie about something that irrelevant? I know this is going to sound weird, but you're going to do a pursuit observation. Remember at the beginning, when I told you in the first 2 months, you're going to be asking him what his life goals are, his career path is, and what his goals are for the future? This is now going to come to the point where, as he told you what he wants for himself, right, and his life and his goals, you're now going to be observing, is he actually taking the necessary steps towards accomplishing those goals? Now, for example, if he says he wants to be a millionaire and he wants to do that by owning a business where he sells books, I don't know, he wants to be the next Amazon, he wants to be the next Jeff Bezos. And when you talk to him every single day, or you ask him what he's doing today or what he's doing with his free time, he's always telling you that he's playing video games, he's playing Fortnite.
Them dang video games, I tell you, man. But he's making a really good point on seriousness aside. Like, he's making a really, really, all jokes aside, we're being serious. He's making a really good point, right? Like, you have to pay attention to what a person does day to day. You'll find out. But if that person is just sitting around not doing stuff, like, I don't know, playing video games all day, you have to really question, like, if they have all these goals, like he's saying, like, like he wants to do this, he wants to do that. I mean, you're not going to do it just sitting there. Like, there's going to be nothing accomplished with that. Because I know what it's like for a person to be driven. Like, you're going out and you're seeking and you're going to go, to go conquer and get what you want to get, period. That's just how it works. So if I'm checking with you and, we're on some, like, checking on some day-to-day stuff, I'm calling you up, you're calling me, and every time I'm doing that, you're not doing anything. And I'm a person that just asks, like, yeah, how your day, what you do today, And if you keep hearing, nothing, just chilled out, hung out. That's what he's saying. Let's keep going.
He's playing Call of Duty. He's playing whatever the F that the kids play nowadays. I don't play video games, so I don't know. And
I love video games, by the way. I'm not doodling on video games. I love them. There's a time and a place for everything, but I do love them. I'm a gamer. I do love them.
Every time you're talking to him or observing what he's doing with his time outside of spending time with you, he's always doing something that doesn't work towards the goals that he said he had for himself. Because it's easy for men to say, I want to be a millionaire. Very, very difficult for men to actually take the steps necessary to become a millionaire. Now, some men will say, I just want an easy life. I just want to get by. I don't want anything too big. That's perfectly fine. But whatever he says he wants for himself, you should be able to observe that he's actually going for that. And he's actually taking the necessary steps forward to do that. Why? Because, like we always talk about with direction, you have to confirm that men, when they say they'll do something for themselves, that they actually do it. Because this is going to be a direct mirror to you and in your relationship with him.
Yo, I'm not going to lie. Like one of those, like, eureka moments that you have and listen to a person, like, say stuff and you're like, oh my gosh, yo, that actually makes perfect sense. Yo, if this man doesn't stand true to himself and he doesn't keep his word with himself, then this is his life. He has to live this joint. So whatever he does or doesn't do for himself ultimately determines his destiny of where he's going and who he becomes. Yo, that's crazy. So if he's not keeping his word to himself, it's very, very hard to believe that he'll keep his word with you. At least for me it is. But I'm also not a doodle head, so there that goes. But yo, that's a really good point though. Wow. Let's keep going. I got overly excited.
Because if he can't stick to his own word about what he says he'll do for himself and his own life and his own success, how do you expect him to be able to transfer that and somehow do a 180 when it comes to you in the relationship, telling you he's going to do something for you or with you in the relationship, and then actually sticking to his word? If he doesn't build that skill set and that muscle memory for his own life and his own career, there's no way he's going to be able to transfer that into your relationship here. When I say light petting,
Smush it, bud.
Okay. Wow. Let me get this off of here real fast. This is getting crazy. Hang on, guys. Let me get rid of this commercial and we'll keep going. In the meantime, we're going to play a little bit of music. Yeah, no, anytime I get a chance to play some music, I'm going to play it. Let's listen to something really fast. And then we'll keep going. Okay?
Got me where I'll never be. Where you kiss my lips and leave a legacy. Oh, to live without you, what a tragedy. I can't get enough. I look in my conscience. I don't want another touch without you there. If I'm being honest, I'm falling in love.
That voice is wow. Let's keep going. Let's get this back up here. We got a little bit over 20 minutes. I think I can, looking at the time that I've already been up here, I think I might be able to get through this. I'm actually like super interested. So let's try our best. When I say let's, I mean me. When I say or, I mean our, but mostly me. Let's keep going, guys.
Typically referring to the type of touching you would see people do in a teen drama when they're making out, okay? So think of a teen drama makeout. I didn't say a corn.
He's referring to light petting because I heard him say that, and it's actually written up there. So when it cut off, he was talking about that. All right, let's keep going.
Video makeout. I said a teen drama makeout. That's PG-13, where they're just going to be kissing each other, maybe touching the face, touching the arms a little bit, the neck. It can still be romantic, but it's not groping, okay? No groping, no heavy petting, which would be touching your yitties, touching your dump truck,
He got some interesting names here. But he also says he has experience. Anyways, I wonder if like playing in a woman's hair is considered light petting. What do you guys think? Would that be considered light petting? Because it's a kind of like a light touch, Let's keep going.
touching anything below your waist, all right? Or you touching anything of his below the waist. So
nothing below the waist.
At this point, it's okay to have one or two, okay? One or two, don't go crazy, house calls. But you're still keeping it in your pants. You're still keeping it cute. One of the traps can be the
Hold on. So I was under the impression earlier that a house call would be a booty call. I don't know. That's what I was thinking. Apparently, it means something else. Let's keep going.
drinking house call. Now, I'm saying you're allowed to go to his house at this point. You're in 2 to 3 months. But all of us are different people. Something that you have to accept about yourself is the type of person that you are. Okay? I'm going to tell you guys just a little story about me. This is not about me, but I want to help you understand how you can apply this to yourself.
I love how this man is breaking it down. Personally, me, I'm not really too trusting of a person. 2 to 3 months of going to a person, I can't do that. I'm not too trusting of a person. it's not even really that, I necessarily feel like I would get hurt doing it, but like I really want to get a feel for that person. Because there's a lot of things that happen, as I stated earlier, right? But let's continue to hear him break this down. He's really making a lot of sense.
I used to drink a lot, right? I used to drink recreationally for fun to go out and parties. But what I found about myself is I'm an all or nothing type of person. I'm an extreme person. So when I go out and I would drink, I would want to drink to get drunk, meaning I don't have fun if I feel like I'm just drinking to just be a little bit tipsy, because I want to be in that place where I'm drunk. I have the confidence. I'm able to go out, do whatever, and I can feel like Superman. So that's a very, very specific place to be. And that takes a lot of drinking. And I'm a 6'3" man. So
that sounds like alcohol dependence. But let's keep going.
It's going to take a lot for me to drink to be able to get to that point. And I'm always trying to keep it at that level. So what I found would happen is by the time you get close to there, it's very hard to gauge how to keep it perfect. Then I would go overboard and I would wake up the next day with a lot of regrets and feel like, damn, I was cringy. Did I say that? Did I do that? Oh, that was really nasty of me. That was weird of me. I was cringe there. So I just decided I'm going to figure out a way to enjoy myself without any of the bad stuff. So I just cut out drinking altogether. No wine, no alcohol.
Accountability.
I've never smoked or anything like that. So that was never an issue for me. And I found my groove to be able to go out. Took me a while. I found my groove to be able to go out, enjoy myself, have a good time, but still not have to wake up the next day and feel like, oh, damn, I was cringe there. I was cringe there. I was cringe there. So I say all that because for you, you have to do some self-evaluating here, and you have to accept the type of person you are. For some of you, you have so much self-control and you know how to do this well that you can go out and you can have fun and you can just be just a little bit tipsy and do your thing and not have to worry about being cringe or being.
That's me. I have to admit, I have never been drunk a day in my whole entire life. And I don't even got to knock on wood about that. Because I'm that. Like I can control. I have self-control. Like I've never been drunk a day in my life. I'll drink. I'll get a little bit of a little buzz, and then I'm good. I never take it past my limit, whatever that may be. I don't know. I never got to the limit, past my limit, but I never really felt like the need to do that. Like I always knew that I should always stay conscious of like what's happening around me. I've always had that sense. And then, that, and then, when I have went out in the past and being with certain women and watching them be drunk, that helped to make me know that I shouldn't be getting that drunk. Unfortunately. But fortunate enough for me. Right? I know. Let's keep going.
Obnoxious. Okay, some of you might be you. That's fine. For some of you, look in my eyes. Trust me, I know I've been there. Right? I was once you. For some of you, when you get drunk, things get ugly.
So the craziest thing happened to me today.
That's crazy that it paused on that. Let's get rid of this commercial really fast. Okay. Let's keep going.
Cringe. You say some cringe things. You do even cringier things. And you wake up the next day with a lot of regret. Whether you sleep with someone who you don't really find that fine, that good looking, or whether it just be you're just a very, very low vibrational or low frequency version of yourself. That's okay. Okay. We've all been through it. A lot of us have been through it. That doesn't make you a bad person. But what you need to do is you need to be self-aware enough to say to yourself, if I want to take my relationships seriously, I have to take this part of my life seriously as well. And if a guy that I'm dating, I really think could actually.
Okay, I'm going to give this guy more credit. Well done. Well done with breaking this down. And we even threw the whole video. I have to give credit where, yo, this man is breaking this down really well. I'm actually pretty impressed, which is very hard for me. He's doing his thing. He's doing his thing. Salute to him. Like, he's really doing his thing. Let's keep going.
To be the one. And I'm really seeing a lot of good things for him. One of the worst things for you to do in that scenario is to make the mistake of drinking on a house call, especially when you have all of the privacy, and making mistakes that you wake up the next day from and you feel like, damn, I undid all of the good work that I was building on this entire time. That's one of the most devastating feelings, because you can't undo all of those things and all of those events. And you also can't just go out and find a different person. So when you find that person that you really like, very important you present yourself the way that you want to present yourself, that you don't end.
So what it sounds like he's saying is that if you F around and find out and you indulge too soon. So how soon is too soon? Well, according to this timeline, 1 to 2 months is too soon. 2 to 3 months is too soon. I don't know how far, how far we're taking this, but basically, if you do something within that time frame, it's probably too soon. And he's saying you're gonna mess it up, your chances of being taken serious. That's essentially what he's saying. Pay attention. Let's keep going.
End up missing the mark. And then afterwards, you're trying to undo everything and things just fall apart. Ovulation can also be a monster that traps you, because when you're thinking in your mind of what you plan to do, and then you have those days where you're ovulating, your mind's not in the right place. Okay, it's not your fault. You have hormones, and sometimes they're raging. And when your hormones are raging, you're going to be trying to justify a lot of actions and justify a lot of things. For some of you, that ovulation monster that you have within you, just by a simple cuddle, will take you over the moon. And now we have a lot of problems.
Wow. All I could do is smile, because this is like, that's crazy, because he's really right? Like, the purpose of the ovulation period and the feeling that accompanies it and the desire that accompanies that is specifically designed for intercourse, right? With the expectation that you're going to make a baby, essentially, right? So he's absolutely right about that. It's something about, kind of like going through your cycle as a woman and then kind of coming out which is that phase that he's like, man, I'm telling you, it's crazy. But he's absolutely right. Let's keep going.
Because now in your mind, you're saying, oh, well, Thomason and his stupid, silly plans. It's just a stupid, silly show. He's not actually watching me. He's not God. God's not watching. No one's watching me. If I just, maybe I just, feel it just a little bit and I feel over his pants, it's not a problem. Oh, now he's touching me and I feel really good. And it'll go just in a snap of a finger. It'll go. And everything you were working for, similar.
Don't let that man snap off your panties. Listen, and even though I'm laughing about this, I'm actually being very serious now. Don't let that man snap off your panties. Because you'll find yourself in the same revolving patterns of just giving yourself away. I think, everyone should have discipline, right? I believe men and women, I don't care what a man says. Oh my gosh, you can say it for forever and a day. I care none. It's something so important about a person. Like, you know what I mean? Having that self-preservation. But more importantly, for a woman, it's super important to just, reserve yourself. Is it perfect? Are we perfect beings? Absolutely freaking not. But can we wake up every day and try our best to be our best? to value ourselves the best way that we know how, yeah, we should be doing that. Like, honestly. And may God give us the strength. Seriously. Let's keep going.
Or drinking will just go out the window. In our 3 to 4 months.
Okay. Woo. He laughed about this. I love the little giggle because I think it's gonna start getting juicy. And while we're thinking about juicy, right? Really fast. While we're thinking about juicy, I mean, that could look a lot something like this.
Don't forget the whipped cream.
Oh, I got the whipped cream. I got the whipped cream.
Baby, come on, what you looking for?
Spatula. So I can smack it, flip it, rub it down.
I ain't gonna lie, Martin was definitely one of my favorite shows. Man, I wonder if that still comes on. Anyway, let's get back to our video. We're starting to get into, well, he's starting to get into, and I'm tuning into him and his content surrounding. Now we're getting into the 3 to 4 month time frame. I'm so curious to hear what this man has to say. Because I didn't watch this in depth. I only watched the beginning of it, and I said, "Oh my gosh, this looks like it might be interesting." And I was hoping, right? And it is. But let's continue to dive into this. Very interesting. Very, very interesting video. Let's keep going. As soon as I get my mouse to work right. All right, guys.
This is a very interesting time. Okay. This is a very pivotal time in the relationship because this is where a lot of things will either fall apart.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe this commercial. All right, let's get rid of this. I'm hurrying up, guys.
Or they'll be going so well that they continue.
I really meant to drop that. My bad. All right, let's keep going, guys. Let's keep going.
Going forever. If at any point you find yourself in a position where you say, I haven't yet experienced this event, but I'm on month number 3 now, or I'm on month number 5 now, and I still haven't met his friends, I still haven't met his family, then that means you're holding out on what you're allowed to do. Okay. I'm not saying that this has to be the time where you sit down and have a dinner with his parents. Okay. When I say family meeting, I just mean you need to see, like you need to visually see in real life at least one person who actually has blood relation to him, an immediate family member.
All right. So he's saying that within this time frame, because let's go through it. 1 or 2 months, I don't believe that he said anything about meeting anyone. 2 to 3 months, he brought up meeting the friends and engaging with the friends and being able to pick their brains around certain things and look at how they act and things like that, right? And now he's talking about within this 3 to 4 month time frame. And I would say, and I would add, right, given that you guys live in the same area, right? In this time frame of 3 to 4 months, he's saying you should definitely meet someone of relation to him. I don't necessarily agree or disagree with that. But what I will add, in being a woman, is that a man that's certain about you, especially within this time frame, because I mean that's a little bit of a time, you know what I mean? they tend to be very, 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 very eager to bring you around. I can say that. Seriously. I've heard it from friends. I've experienced it myself. They tend to be really eager with, when it comes to bringing you around. So that makes a lot of sense. But let's keep going.
In some way, shape, or form. I'm not saying you got to sit down and have 20 million conversations with them. I'm not saying you got to add them on it. You need to see someone that has blood relation to him in his immediate family. Or if he's an orphan, someone that raised him that's close to him, that he would call family. The reason that I say this is because we still need to make sure that we're corroborating stories. And we're corroborating the fact that who he said he is who he actually is. I'm not saying you got to have a sit-down lunch with his sister, all right?
Another good point. For the person that shows up as a representative, right? And I'm just in thought right now. For a person that shows up as a representative and actually is really good at it, really good at disguising themselves to be whatever it is they believe you want them to be. That's what I mean when I say representative, right? They're presenting as what they believe you want them to be. When a person does that, and a person that takes that stance in being that, I'm just wondering, would that person not prolong you meeting someone that can validate who they truly are? That could delay the process and you meeting the family, right? Friends are gonna probably lie, like, yeah, they might coach them. Oh yeah, say this, say that. But family, it's a little bit harder, to coach them because they are who they are, right? So that's like really interesting. Could that be the delay? Another delay is you ain't worthy of being a family. But we're not going to get into that. We're going to keep going instead.
I'm not saying that, but we need to make sure that you're able to confirm that, hey, the sister he's been talking about, or the mom he's been talking about, or the brother, or the whatever the case may be, they're actually real. And if they're just, especially when it's just a brother or a sister, it's a lot easier to meet one of them in passing. Because at this point, if you've been seeing each other regularly, it's not like, out of the ordinary that this person may be around at some point in some way, shape, or form. And at this point, when we're getting to 3 to 4 months, you want to be able to at least have some sort of conversation or meeting with that person to confirm that they're real. At this point, you want to be thinking about some sort of intro.
He's saying to confirm that the person is real. Does he mean like the person as in the person you're dating to confirm that what they're saying is real? Or does he mean like the people in his life is real? Makes sense either way. I'm giving this guy credit tonight. He's killing it.
Bro, to your family. Same thing applies though. You don't necessarily have to, he has to meet your father and mother and for a sit-down dinner. Let me also make the caveat here. This is after you meet someone from his family. Let me also make a caveat that you're not the one trying to get him to introduce you to his family. The reason I'm saying this is because I know some of you are hearing this and thinking,
I might have to play that back. Let me rewind this just a little bit. Let's keep going.
Caveat here. This is after you meet someone from his family. Let me also make a caveat that you're not the one trying to get him to introduce you to his family. The reason I'm saying this is because I know some of you are hearing this and thinking to yourself, I'm at this point in my relationship, I need to step this pedal to the metal and force him to introduce me to his family. No, what you're
That's a good point. Like, we shouldn't be the ones. It's like, oh, let me meet your family. Let me meet your family. Like I said, a man is certain, right? From my experience, from hearing from other friends, other women, a man that's certain about the woman you are, the worthiness of you, the value of you, he's eager, typically, right? Not all men, but he's eager to bring you around. So you really shouldn't have to ask. I feel like if you have to ask at this point, 3 to 4 months, give or take, you guys are spending time together talking, you know, all that stuff. Yeah. Let's keep going.
doing here is you're gauging how serious he is about this relationship. If at this point in time, he hasn't discussed in any way, shape, or form, you at least meeting one of his family members, right? Then this is very concerning now, because now we're getting to a point where it seems like he might be trying to isolate you. We're trying to avoid putting you in a nefarious and strange situation, because guys are able to sell you on.
Dude, if he says what I said about you not meeting the family because he doesn't want you to find out who he truly is, oh my gosh, we might have to end this live today and come back to it, because I'm gonna be like shocked and incredibly more impressed. Let's keep going.
On a dream, if they can isolate you and not allow you to be able to corroborate any stories. What does isolation look like? You don't meet any friends, you don't meet any family, and you don't have any way of confirming that what he told you is actually the truth. Because when you meet those people, they'll have their own versions of stories and they'll have their own understanding and knowledge of him. So their understanding and knowledge of him might be drastically different than the truth. So how are you supposed to confirm that if you don't have anyone to corroborate stories with? Family is another great one. Obviously, family is going to come after a while. If you can be intro to one of these people in one way, some shape or form, that will be good.
I'm smiling so much today that my cheeks hurt, which only happens if I'm smiling a lot. They're kind of fat. This guy's good. This guy is good. As a woman of logic, I'm telling you guys, I am a very logical woman. Yo, this man is good. He's good. Let's wow. Let's watch this little cute little video real fast, and then we'll get back to this video. Even though I know this other video is going to make me smile more, I need to take a little break from smiling so much. Because I've just been smiling. Let's watch this little cute little clip thingy that I got. So cute. I've been showing it here and here and here and here. So if you've been watching my little bit of a content, then you're not going to be surprised about this. But this is so cute. I got to play it. Every time I get a chance, I got to play it. Let's play it.
Is it Kendra?
What the hell are you?
I'm a gingerbread.
That's so cute.
You're a gingerbread? You're looking for love?
Is love over there?
Well, what I do is I help people find love. Are you looking for a ginger queen?
Yes, I am.
Well, what is your name, sir? Is your name just gingerbread?
My name is Jay.
Your name is Jay. How old are you, gingerbread?
I'm 25.
You've been a gingerbread for 25 years.
Yes, my whole life.
Your whole life. Well, what kind of ginger queen are you looking for?
Who's over there can match my gingerbread energy?
I don't know. I've never tried to find a gingerbread a woman before.
Oh my days.
It's so cute.
Okay. Just a sneak peek now. Just a sneak peek. Hi, Raid. Just a sneak peek.
The gingerbread looked better.
Oh God. Oh God. She did it. Why did you have to? Why did you have to go there?
That might be one of the cutest little clips I've ever came across. Seriously. It's so cute. Let's keep going with the video. We should be able to get through this. I want to. And it's still kind of slightly early. So let's see what we can do. We're coming up on a 2-hour mark. But let's keep going.
I seen someone say FaceTime. At least if you can confirm that that's actually his sister, that's better than nothing. Just remember, this is the biggest one. If you don't remember anything else for this point, and if you don't remember anything else for anything we talk about, the reason I say this is because it is so.
Let me guess. You're thinking about going to therapy.
Every time it gets super good, it goes on a freaking commercial. I think they know what they're doing with this. All right, let me actually take it down this time. And I'm going to get rid of this video. Hang on, guys. Okay. He's going to talk about the first big fight. Let's see. I don't think I necessarily agree with having a first big fight within the first 3 to 4 months. Because I feel like, what are we fighting over? We don't even live in the same place. Let's keep going.
Easy for men to present themselves a particular way and talk about what they will do for you and in this relationship and make themselves seem super perfect at the beginning when you're sitting in front of 2 dinner plates slurping spaghetti fettuccine, and both of you are having a good time, feeling good, dressed nice, and everything's good. The first big fight is such a pivotal part of the relationship because this is your opportunity to understand, how does he really feel about you? Because when they're okay with you, when they're happy with you, it's easy to filter thoughts and not tell you what they really think. It's easy to present themselves a particular way. When they're really angry and they're really upset, it's a lot harder to filter those thoughts, feelings, and emotions.
You guys are going to have to excuse my thought faces because they're thought faces. They look like anything. So forgive me in advance, but I'm going to say this really fast and then we're going to keep moving on. I can agree that people, if they're having true feelings about something, especially if it's new, if they've never felt like that before, if they are confused about what they're feeling or something like that, people do tend to have a harder time with managing how they feel and exhibiting in a way that is healthy, right? Exhibiting how they feel, especially if they're, like you mentioned, angry, right? I do believe it could be a bit more difficult. like that containment of feelings and actually putting it off in a way that is, not explosive. I agree with that. That's what I'm going to say for now. Let's keep going.
And a lot of times you'll hear things just blurted out in the heat of the moment that are really and honestly true, but they don't tell you that because in their regular everyday, they're filtering those thoughts out. So it's a great time and a great opportunity for you to hear and see firsthand how he really feels about you, how he's really wanting to treat you, and what he really thinks about you in this relationship. Because what you'll notice is with some men, by the time you have this first big fight, you'll realize that the way he actually treats you when he's upset with you is drastically different than the way he treats you when he is happy with you and things are going well. But the reality of it is, in a relationship, you're going to see both sides of him. You will never experience a relationship in which you only see the happy-go-lucky, caring, forgiving.
I hear that too often. The both sides. There's a lot of people that talk about the unrealistic mindset of a woman when she thinks about all fairy tale things, right? And I've got to say I'm guilty of it myself, right? To think of all these fairy tale type of ordeals, especially being a hopeless romantic and a woman, right? Because there's hopeless romantic men. And I can spot them from, a mile away because as a hopeless romantic, I just have that ability. But no, that's actually pretty interesting. Let's keep going.
Being honest, amazing a version of him. You will also see the angry, upset, stressed out version of him throughout your relationship. So if that version of him is so ugly that
throughout the relationship, I can take that. Within the first 3 to 4 months, showing me your true ugliness, I would say that might be enough to scare a person off. Because again, 3 to 4 months, even though it's a little bit of time, that goes by so fast. Let's just be realistic about that. So in my head, which is just an opinion, right? Like I'm thinking I don't know what really we could be arguing about within the first 3 to 4 months. Maybe a disagreement. But an argument to where you're saying things you don't mean within 3 to 4 months, I don't know about that. I mean, I'm sure it could happen, and I'm sure it does happen, but I don't know if that could happen and be accepted. So anyway, let's keep going.
you can't anticipate or foresee yourself being in a relationship with this guy for the rest of your life, knowing that you're going to experience that over and over and over again, then you've already answered your question if you're wasting your time here. Once you answer this question, hey, he gets upset, he gets angry, but the way he treats me doesn't change. He doesn't go overboard. He doesn't have any strange or weird behavior. He's punching walls, throwing things, breaking things, exhibiting some sort of behavior that I would find a danger to me, right? Once you can confirm that, okay, he has emotions, but they don't go out of hand, even when we have a heated discussion, and he can,
he has emotions, but they're not detrimental to myself, my well-being, my household, himself. You know what I mean? I can take that. Like people get upset. I have a full understanding that people get upset, but you still have to be able to control yourself. So that's kind of what I was talking about. Like within 3 to 4 months, we're having this big fight. It's kind of a turn off of it. Especially these things that he's mentioning, breaking things and stuff like that. Oh no. Oh, what? Never. Not acceptable. Let's keep going.
Compartmentalize and be able to talk to me even while being upset or being emotional. Now I can move on with this relationship. Now I can confirm that this is actually a guy I can work with long term. And if you're agreeing all the time on everything, it's not because you actually agree all the time on everything. It's because that man is not actually expressing to you how he really feels about things. Gonna say that again because I know some of you just went through your ears. If you find yourself constantly agreeing with a guy to the point where you never have a single, even minor issue, it's not because you actually don't have issues. It's because that guy is not expressing to you how he really feels about things. So you're under the
Okay. I'm not gonna take this guy's logic card. I feel like it could happen that I don't think that it would happen that we're in agreement to every single thing. So I agree with him on that. But I do think that, especially within this time frame, 3 to 4 months, even again, though it's kind of a little bit of time, it's really not no time. Come on. We know that flies by with a gust of a wind. So we're not going to act like that's a substantial amount of time. We're not doing that. But I will say that, you know, it's a good, it's a decent amount of time when you're getting to know a person. And if you're somewhat like me, like any amount of your time is time, right? It's valuable. But let me just keep letting him go. Let's continue.
assumption that everything is going well and there are no issues. But in his mind, things are happening that he doesn't agree with. He just doesn't speak on them. And he's good at hiding it and concealing it. So you think that everything is okay. What are you allowed to do here?
Deep in the oldest part of Cairo.
I should have seen that. I should have seen that commercial coming because it was getting good when he was getting into what we're allowed to do. Hang on, guys.
There's a mysterious salon known as the Crown Temple, run by a group of Black women.
Okay, I know some.
I'm still meant to drop that. Let's keep going.
You're going to be super excited about this, but I'm nervous. Okay, first thing.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie, this video is fire. Like, it really is. To me. Let's keep going.
First, oral. Now, remember, I told you, when I put something on the board that's allowed, if I don't say anything more than that, then that's all that's allowed. Okay, don't add anything to that. You can put your mouth in places. He can put his mouth in places, however you want to do this. Now, obviously, here's a caveat. Here's a caveat. I know for some of you, right, you're religious, okay? So if you're religious and this is not going to work for you in any way, shape, or form, then obviously you're not going to be doing this. I'm discussing for those of you who might be religious.
Wow. I mean, that's gonna make some people happy to see that, right? Again, I'm gonna go back to what I originally said, even when it comes to kissing. From a woman's standpoint, personally for me, not gonna happen in that time frame. Not saying not ever. Nah. But I will say for the people that are willing to indulge in what he's saying within this time frame, knowing one's status, when it comes to your safety, it will take you a very long way. Meaning that you won't expire. You'll least likely expire if you know your status and a person's status in which you're indulging with. If you catch my drift. If you don't, may the forces be with you. But let's keep going.
Religious, but you break some rules. I know who you are. And some of you who just aren't religious at all. So it's not really affecting your ability to do things or not do things. This is the boundary here, right? At this point, when you can experience these things and all the things previously, now we can get to oral. You can have some fun, being very, very specific so you're not confused. So you can put your hand places. He can put his hand places. However you guys like to do that.
I wish that I had a sample of women. I'm gonna go back to this guy's comment section. I'm gonna see, because that could give me all the answers that I'm seeking currently. But I wish I had a sample size of women that followed this and see what the outcomes were. Like, holy moly. And what I find interesting about this is that even him saying that he's been a guy that has done a lot of things and done these things that he's speaking on, which is why he's able to speak on it so well, right? I'm kind of surprised about this whole like willingness to do like the oral, the fingers, things like that, only because that requires a woman to take off her clothes, at least a portion of her clothes, right? And then that man could potentially turn into a creepy crawler. Meaning that he's gonna try to just crawl his way on up when he's done, right? Let's keep going. Very interesting.
Right? Any hole. Okay? Doesn't matter the hole. You can use your fingers and your mouth on any of the holes. He can do the same for you. Heavy petting as well. What does heavy petting mean? It's like groping. Okay? So the type of things you would see in a corn movie or a corn video, right? Making out, but making out with all of the touching and all of the feeling, right? Feeling your dump truck, feeling your yitties, feeling all over the place. All right? So all of that stuff there. Now, let me give you the trap. In this,
Yeah, this is crazy. You know, it's just, I feel like this is a setup for disaster. I feel like it would just drive a man crazy to where he just gets aggravated with being able to go a certain amount of a ways, and then you're like, no, that's enough. I mean, we're talking about grown people, like given like this, given we're not in like, younger in our early 20s, right? Like we're adults, like, big old ages. I don't know. Let's keep going. This is great.
one that I put here. I put oral, I put fingers, I put heavy petting, I did not put sex. Going overboard. What does that mean? He goes down on you and he's doing such a good job with his tongue and his mouth and all that sucking and licking. And now all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, this is the best thing I've ever experienced. I think I'm literally dying. And now you're saying to yourself, maybe if it slips in, it's not so bad. And
I just said that. Well, something similar to that. I kind of blamed it on the guy at that point. But the woman too. What he's saying is accurate. That could be a setup. Like, you know what I mean? Like he's labeling a trap. Like that could be disastrous. I feel like, that's, I don't know about this. I'm not saying that it's right or wrong, because it could be right for the right, the right person. It could be right. But it seems like it's just a way that it just like teases you enough to do what you know you shouldn't be doing. That's all I'm saying. But let's keep going.
You know what? This is honestly the saddest part of the whole show to me. because I know, unfortunately, I'm going to lose some of my best soldiers at this point. I've accepted that as a reality, that at this point, I'm going to lose a lot of soldiers. Not because you guys don't want to listen to me, but because I know that at this point, depending on how skilled he is, some of you will be convinced to just go all the way. And you won't be able to have the self-control.
That's what I'm saying. Yo, these men are like, they're skilled. They're good. They're really, really good at trying to convince you. Man. That is given that they have like all these other like really good qualities, right? Like, ooh. Yo, that's what I'm saying. I feel like even with the amount of self-control that a person and a woman in particular might have, like, yo, there are a lot of men that are really convincing. Let me just do this. Let me just do that. I'm already down here. You know what I mean? Yo, there are a lot of men that are really convincing. Like, you're just teasing yourself at this point, guys. These things that he's mentioning here in the allowed section, you're just teasing yourself. I say that these things should still be in the not allowed section for now. Let's keep going.
To be like, no, there's more to come here. All right. I have accepted that as a reality. And I know while we cook up this plan and this strategy for you to help you succeed, some of you are going to, be feeling away in the moment, and I'm going to lose some of you. Some of you will be able to stick to this, but I know deep down in my core, this is very difficult. This takes a very, very, very disciplined type of person to say, no matter how much I'm enjoying this, no matter how great and amazing this is, no matter how in the moment I am, I will not allow myself to lose sight of the bigger, war here. Okay, this is a small battle, but there's a bigger war here. I'm really serious about this, chat, right? And this is one of the easiest.
I wish I had a man's perspective right now outside of this guy, because I'm not saying that he's wrong. I don't know really, right? I don't have the answers. My answer is just for none of this to occur. That is my answer. But I don't have the answers for every single person, neither does anyone, right? But I always hear men speak about, like, what causes a woman to not so much as lose her value. It could be, but they don't use that terminology. What they usually say is, I'll play with her, but I won't, make her my girl. I'll play with her, but I won't make her my wife. So thus, in my mind, even though they don't say loss of value, that to me is equivalent to loss of value, because now they no longer have the opportunity to become what they might ultimately want to become, which is your girl or your wife, right? Because they lost the value. And when I say lost the value, of the value in which you see them and becoming that to you. So I'm wondering, within this 3 to 4 months, with these things that he's saying allow, would that cause a woman to go from being seen as a girlfriend or a wife and only be put into that category of a play toy type of thing, even though you didn't sleep with the person? I mean, sheesh. Yo, you might as well had. I don't know. I mean, Let's keep going.
Traps that I know a lot of you will fall into. Okay, there's really no other trap more bigger than this. Because by the time we start getting into this territory, the guys that are good at this, that know what they're doing, will know how to they'll know how to make the vibe great. They'll know how to make you feel great. You'll have your favorite music playing in the back. You'll actually feel, trust me, I know.
Meet the Skin Essentials.
He knows because he's been that guy. Let me make sure I drop this. Guys, this has been a really good video. Let me get rid of this commercial really fast. Hold on. All right. We're just chucking along here. I think we're going to make this. We're just over the 2-hour mark. We got about roughly a little bit over 10 minutes. Let's get this done. I'm going to try to stop it less. Let's go.
Territory. The guys that are good at this, that know what they're doing, will know how to they'll know how to make the vibe great. They'll know how to make you feel great. You'll have your favorite music playing in the back. You'll actually feel, trust me, I know. You'll actually feel like you're living out your music video fantasy. I know you have a music video fantasy, right? That you play in your mind when you meet new guys. And it's like a specific song that plays and a specific background. And it's a specific scene that's set up for you.
Hold on. Who told him the secret? Which one of you women's then gave us away? Because he shouldn't know that. That's the girl code. That's the secret of ours. Who gave that away? He shouldn't know that. Let's keep going.
In your mind, right? These guys are so good at getting in touch with your emotions and how you feel that they actually know how to set this up, that you feel you're actually living that scenario that was in your mind, that you never thought was possible. Point number 4, hour 4 to 5.
That brings up a good point. Before he gets into the 4 to 5 mark, which I don't know, that might be, we'll see. I don't know exactly the time frame that we're going up to, but he brings up a good point about the whole video thing, your video fantasy, like bunny ears. Don't tell that man your fantasy. He'll represent you to death. He'll representative you to death. Don't do it. Don't do it. Let's keep going. Let's get into this 4 to 5 time frame. I mean, where we are now, you already did everything. So, yeah, this is crazy. But I love this video. It's so educational. Let's keep going.
5 months. At this point, you want him to have asked you to be your girlfriend. That's one of the events that you should be looking for at this point, right? We're well into the relationship now, all right? Especially as we get into this 5th month.
Okay, at the 4 to 5 mark, this man should be asking you to be his girlfriend. This is what this guy's saying. All right, let's keep going.
Of you guys consistently. This is also an assumption that you guys throughout this time are consistently dating, consistently seeing each other. You've met his close friends, you've met his family, you've spent a lot of time together. At this point, there should be clear direction in your relationship. The friends and the family should know about this, okay? So assuming around this time, he's gonna actually propose to you being his girlfriend, all right? At this point in time, there should be an understanding, or you should know for yourself, that these friends that you met of his that are close friends and these family members that you met, they also know that you are now his girlfriend. I'm not saying you got to have, show them
Let's keep going.
The ring that he bought you or anything like that. But what I'm saying is it's very important for everyone to be aware.
Hold on. You don't have to show them the ring that he got you. Is this a girlfriend or is this proposal to be a fiance? Because that's two different things. Let's keep going.
Aware that this is happening. Not just some sort of, because let me let you in on something that will happen, okay? And we can even put this down as one of the traps here. You might end up being what we can describe as a ghost girlfriend. What is a ghost girlfriend, you might ask? A ghost girlfriend is a girlfriend in which you are the only one who knows that you're his girlfriend. And
AKA, you're his girl for fake. And he probably has a real one somewhere under his bed.
a lot of times guys will do this thing where at this point they know we're getting to a place where you're starting to get antsy about what it's going to be and how things are going to take shape. And he's also like, oh, at this point, if we continue messing with each other, it's really not going to make a lot of sense if she's not my girlfriend. So at this point, what guys will attempt to do is they'll attempt to propose to you, hey, be my girlfriend in secret. And they'll say, yeah, me and you were boyfriend and girlfriend, but don't tell anyone about this.
Look at this man's face. I know somebody that this happened to. Not good. Let's keep going.
That don't make sense. Because the whole purpose of you being his girlfriend is that not only will he claim you when it's you and him, but he'll claim you when he goes out into the world and he meets other people and specifically, obviously, other women, and that you will do the same. There is an understanding that you are both committed to each other. So this cannot be some sort of scenario in which people don't know about this. What you've all been waiting for, whatever. Okay.
The truth is, behind closed doors.
I like this guy. I do. I like his little attitude. He a little bit spunky. I like that. You know what I mean? Like he's a little bit spunky, you know. Let me get rid of this commercial because they're of abundance in here. Hang on, guys. All right, I just realized that I'm supposed to mute the audio on the thing. And I haven't done it the whole day. Why? Okay, listen, you learn something new every day. I know now. Sorry. I was wondering, like, why can I hear that so well? Okay, let's keep going, guys. I'll know from now on.
To spread your legs wide open and get jackrabbited for 90 seconds? Is that what you've been waiting for? Okay. This is your time where you can sleep with him. Now, I know some of you are looking at this timeline and you're saying 4 to 5 months.
I'm going to reiterate for you eager beings that just can't wait. Sexual status is very important here. Here, there, under here, under there, everywhere. I would also say, just to kind of piggyback off what he has said, right? Allow sex in the event that you're not a ghost, because you can't really do nothing with ghosts. If you're a secret, you should keep your body part a secret. But that's an opinion. Let's keep going.
Thomason, you're telling me it's going to be 4 to 5 months before I can sleep with a guy. I've been sleeping with men on the very first date, and you're talking about a 4 to 5 month timeline before he ever jackrabbits himself inside of me. Absolutely. Do you want success for yourself or not? Do you want to stop wasting bodies or not? Do you want to stop waking up with regret or not? Do you want to stop looking back at your love life and it looking and sounding like a tragedy or not?
Yeah. Hey, telling y'all. Let's keep going.
Think about all the things you have to, his life goals. You have to do so much confirming. You have to do so much cooperating with friends and with family. You have to have so many conversations. You have to have so much understanding.
Oh, not him telling you that you have to get to know the person.
You have to go here. You have to go there. You have to have a fight. You have to have an experience, a disagreement. Like, think of all of the things I just talked to you about as events that should be happening leading up to this point and how important and pivotal they are. And just also think about the fact that obviously for the 4 to 5 months, you're not going to be seeing him every single day. So you have to be factoring that in as well. And especially when we're talking about the timeline that I want you on and how much you're going to be allowed to see him throughout this time. You're not going to be having no 12-hour dates, at least not with me. If you're talking to me and you're asking me about how you go about relationships, you ain't going on no 12-hour dates.
This is a lot. We're almost done, guys. We're going to make it. I'm going to try to find more of this guys' content. It's, I like him. He's on here making a lot of sense. Let's keep going.
You ain't going to be doing sleepovers for a while, at least, definitely not in those first 2 months. And you're not going to be seeing him every single day of the week. So on top of the fact that you have so much experience that you need to have with him over the course of time, you're not going to be able to experience this all at once. It'll be impossible because you're not going to be going on 12-hour dates. And you're damn sure not going to be seeing him 7 days of the week. You're going to have your own priorities in your own life as all of this is going on. This is for the people who are over 20 or really over 25, but whatever, over 20 years old, because this is more relevant to you than it really is relevant to other younger people. All right. At this point, not only are you his girlfriend, but you.
All right. So now we're getting into +5 months. I don't know what this full commitment is on here. Only just now, but we already gave him that. Yeah, you already didn't. Let's keep going.
You are supposed to be becoming a part of his life, meaning you're a part of his routine. When he goes, he doesn't just go to work and come back home. He goes to work and he thinks about when he's going to see you, when he's going to spend time with you, right? Whether it be you, I hope you shouldn't be living with a guy that you've only known for 5 months, right? But still, at this point, this should be an understanding of like, yeah, we talk every day, or we see each other, every week, or we spend time with each other often or on a regular basis. Now he's building a routine around you being in his life all the time, right? You guys might go to the same gym together. You guys might go to the same church together. You guys might do some things, together. Also integrating you into
outside of doing it. Something more meaningful than it.
Maybe his friend groups. You don't necessarily have to be the one girl that's hanging out with him and all his guy friends, but you should know his friends. You should be comfortable being around him and his friends, and that shouldn't be an issue. You shouldn't be like isolated from his friends. The other thing as well is the same thing with the family.
That's my thinking thing. I beg to differ. I don't want to be around no friends. Like, it's okay if I see the person in passing, whatever, right? I don't want to be around no friends. Friends act weird sometimes. I really don't. I've never been a person that wants to hang out with your friends. I just don't. But let's go so we can finish this. We got a couple of minutes.
I'm not saying you got to be best friends with his sister or his brother, but you should know them. Like you should be able to recognize them on the street, right? You should be able to like have some sort of rapport with them, or at least have had a couple of conversations. You should also be a familiar part of his family, right? When he brings you up or he talks about you, like they should know who you're talking about. It shouldn't be like some shocker revelation that he's talking about spending time with you or doing something with you or including you in this thing that they're doing right now. All right. That shouldn't be an abnormal thing there for you to be around the family or be involved with some family things. Okay. At this point, when you're actually having a lot of full commitment. All right. Now, I hope all of you who are under 20 are gone. This is going to sound kind of weird. I know that in our
I like this guy. He's funny. Let's just keep going.
Our previous point, we talked about, obviously you're going to be able to sleep with him and you're going to be able to have sex at this point. So for most of you who are younger, you're like, okay, yeah, that's the extent of it. That's the last point. So nothing for me to see her. I hope you're gone anyways. They're gone at least. But for us who are more mature,
We're potty training.
All right, let me skip this commercial properly. Okay, and then take it down. Put this over here. Let's get rid of this. I was muting myself and not the video. Hang on. That probably still didn't work. But let's keep going.
at part of being in relationships, right? When you have mature people and you put them in a room together, everyone has their own thing. Okay? Everyone. I don't care who you are. Everyone has their own thing. And this is a very important thing to explore. But what I want to, the reason I'm putting this here in aloud is because I want to set a little bit of a caveat for those of you who are more mature to get an understanding of. This is going to sound very weird. I'm going to say it straight up first. Then we're going to break it down in detail of what I mean. You don't want to let men slut you out who aren't fully committed to you. Pump the brakes. We're going to rewind. And then we're going to break this down. We want to remember how I said some of you might say, oh, you know, I'm religious, so I'll never sleep with a man until we're married. That's fine. That's not really. For those you, right? But for those of you who are like, you know, religion is not stopping you from whether you sleep with a guy before he's your boyfriend or not. So when you get to that 3 to 4 month mark or that 4 to 5 month mark, you're kind of teeter-tottering on whether to do it or whether to not and what to do and how to do it. My advice to you is at that point, I'm not saying don't enjoy yourself. I'm not even saying, you know, don't try and explore with that guy. But when we're talking about the super freaky stuff, those of you who are super freaks know what I'm talking about. I would avoid letting.
We know what he's talking about. Let's keep going.
A guy go super freaky with you and really degrade you and slut you out, like the kids would say, until he really is actually committed to you. The reason I'm.
Where did the guy not commit? What is happening? It says full commitment right there. It's right there on the board. Now I'm kind of confused because where did the commitment not? Where did it go? Maybe he means fully committed.
I'm saying that is because you want to ensure that by the time you get to that point where you guys are going super freaky and he might be doing some super freaky stuff to you, that it's a safe space, right? You guys have an understanding here. You can also get your aftercare, right? But all of that is so important. Part of your aftercare is also knowing that when you're getting sledded out and degraded and all that other stuff, that you will be cared for after because that guy actually cares about you. Not that you, after doing all the super freaky stuff, will feel like, oh, I'm not really sure if this is a safe space. I'm not sure if I just got degraded by a guy who really doesn't care about me. Because afterwards, you're going to feel very weird and very strange if you feel like, damn, did I just allow a guy to degrade me that doesn't actually want to be with?
I don't know what's happening at this point. Um, yeah, I'm gonna pass on the degrading part because I'm really kind of curious about, like, I have some ideas, you know, maybe, I have some ideas of what that could look like, but why though? Like, why the degrade part? I don't know, honestly, in my opinion, that should never be. That should be like where your boundaries lie. Like, yo, I'm absolutely not. I've heard people say, including myself, like, I'm pretty kind of okay with doing some things, but it can't degrade me. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know. I'm not with him on his part, but we'll keep going for the sake of trying to finish.
With me for real? Did I just allow a guy to degrade me that doesn't even really, want to be my boyfriend or is trying to avoid me or doesn't seem to care about me the same way after he sleeps with me? The reason I'm saying this is you're going to have to build a routine here and build an understanding here. And you don't, even the first time you sleep with each other, you're not going to go super freaky the very first time. You want to warm up to these things, get an understanding here. And part of your aftercare is also feeling safe that this guy is actually serious and committed to you. That way, when you are getting sledded out, as the kids would say, or degraded or whatever it is that you're into, doing the super freaky stuff, you can feel safe knowing that this is like you're doing it with someone that is you're safe with. Okay. I know for some of you who are on the less super freaky side, you don't get what I'm saying. It's okay. Maybe one day
That really might be where I am right now.
you'll understand what I mean. But some of you who are on the more freaky side, you like to explore things, you know what I'm talking about. Okay. And everyone is a little bit different in what they like and what they enjoy. For some of you who are on the vanilla side, maybe you'll get with the vanilla guy. You'll
Ah, it gotta be chocolate. It gotta be chocolate. Let's keep going.
never even get to the stage, and you'll always be like, Thompson, I have no idea what you're talking about. Me and my guy, we sleep together and nothing happens. It's just a regular thing. But for some of you who like the super freaky stuff, whatever it is you're into, let's give yourself a chance to also feel safe in that place. And let's also give yourself a chance to make sure that some things are in line here before we get to that place in the relationship.
I think we're done. Hang on, guys. Okay. All right, guys. Ooh. And yo, I am very proud of myself for getting through that today. Like, let me close this out. Okay. That was a bit much. Anybody that stopped in or that will stop in to see this, I hope it helps in any way, shape, or form. It was definitely an educating video. Definitely interesting. The guy made a ton of sense. Very, very logical. It appears. It seems. I don't really know for sure. We're gonna try to get some more content from this guy. Overall, I thought it was a really amazing piece of content to dissect. And then we kind of got towards the end and I'm like, holy crap, what is happening? But I enjoyed it. I hope you guys did too or will too. Yo. I'm like closing remarks. As we are all on different journeys, maybe similar journeys, whatever. Take your time. Like, my word of advice is to take your time. Like, and if you lack the guidance around it, or you're seeking more guidance around it, or you're just completely clueless, I would say that if you take your time to get to know a person and you try to withhold yourself, like we all should be doing, and you do the proper things and steps when it comes to, knowing each other's status and things like that, that's a good start. And then I would say, in addition to those things, man, take it serious and sorry guys, and be tired of getting it wrong, because it'll give you that much more drive to get it right. Like, be tired of getting it wrong. If you're a person and you understand that you're tired of getting this shit wrong, like, allow that to be a driving force, because you honestly will really be that much more dedicated to getting it right this time, which then thus might make you take it way more serious when it comes to like getting to know people and actually getting to know them before you're laying down with them. I don't know about all the freaky stuff. I don't know. I'm gonna save that for you guys. But man, I have fun tonight. It's definitely past my bedtime. I hope you guys have an amazing night. I hope you guys have an amazing, peaceful weekend. I hope you guys get lots of rest. I wish you love, prosperity, patience, peace. And with that, make sure that you guys continue to tune in for some greatness. And that's all I have for you guys. Peace.
Oh, Can we fly away from home, flame a blunt up on the beach? Can we lay down in the sand and write our name under our feet? Can we hold each other hand? Can we cancel all our plans? Can we make a little time just for me and you? I gotta just get away from all these issues at the crib. I love you cause I trust you not to judge me for my sins. I swear I didn't see it cause at first I ain't believe it. The fuck I found a man that never once give me a reason to wanna leave and I bleed when he's away from me. Insisted you embrace but you told me that you were away from me. And there you are, affecting me like a star. People working my nerve, my nigga get on his job. So let's take a break, baby, tell me what I do to you. Love it when you stare at me and tell me that I'm beautiful. Know you got my back, so when you're here I feel relaxed. And when I'm gone I feel wrong, I call your phone, I'm coming back, babe. Cause I wanna fly away with you, with you, with you, with you, with you, with you. I wanna fly away with you, with you, with you, with you, with you. What I did for you, private jet, I trip for two. Off the coast, Pacific view. Trick on me, I trick on you. Street bitch, I don't give no fuck. Hold your gun inside my clutch. They don't want no smoke with us, no.